Your time 6:45. It's time for News to Go. We have a look at today's top news stories, traffic and weather, all before you head out the door.
We begin with those continued protests on college campuses over the war in Israel. In New York, police entered Hamilton Hall at Columbia University last night, where pro-Palestinian protesters had barricaded themselves inside after storming the building. NYPD officers wore helmets and carried zip ties as they started clearing the area just after 9 o'clock. Demonstrators occupied the space for most of yesterday, spreading their reach from an encampment elsewhere on campus that's been there for nearly 2 weeks. Pro-Palestinian protesters just outside of the campus were seen being placed in zip ties and taken away. Dozens of officers also entered the building from the ground. New York City Mayor Eric Adams demanded that the occupation must end, citing external actors not affiliated with the university as trying to escalate the situation. A statement released by Columbia says the university asked police to intervene in response to the actions of the protesters, not the cause they are championing. The university saying in part, "We regret that protesters have chosen to escalate the situation through their actions after the university learned that Hamilton Hall had been occupied, vandalized, and barricaded. We were left with no choice." Authorities say that those barricaded inside will be charged with third-degree burglary, criminal mischief, and trespassing. Nearly 100 arrests have been made so far, with 40 coming from Hamilton Hall alone. There have been no immediate reports of injuries.
New this morning, financial aid issues seem to have been resolved for students just in time for College Decision Day following issues, and it comes as the head of the Federal Student Aid Office recently stepped down. Officials say students should have no problems completing the financial aid form. We're told the federal agency said it's teaming with hundreds of superintendents to track their school's progress, also to encourage completions and remind students that they can now make corrections to finish the FAFSA. And after months of frustrations because of delays and technical glitches with this year's college financial aid application form.
In Charlotte, we are continuing to follow that shooting that killed 4 law enforcement officers and injured 4 others. This morning, we now know the names of all of those that were killed. Those killed were identified as William Elliott and Sam Peloche of the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, Charlotte Mecklenburg officer Joshua Ayer, and Deputy U.S. Marshal Thomas Weeks. Police say the officers were shot from an upstairs position inside a home when they were approaching the home where 39-year-old Terry Hughes Jr. was located. He was wanted for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Police say officers shot back at Hughes, who was killed at the scene. Police initially believed there might have been a second shooter, but now say it's likely Hughes was moving through different parts of the house. We also learned 3 of the 4 officers who were hurt have been released from the hospital.
You know, the last few days it's just been very tough. And knowing that you have families that are hurting right now.
Police say 2 people who were inside the home were taken in for questioning. We do not know the relationship between them and the suspect.
The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration wants to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug. Right now, marijuana is considered a Schedule I drug, which means it has no medical use and a high potential for abuse. The Justice Department reportedly wants to move it to Schedule III. Those substances are considered to have moderate to low potential for dependence. Once the DOJ makes the recommendation, it'll take months to take effect after a public comment period. The judge presiding over Donald Trump's hush money case held the former president in criminal contempt on Tuesday for violating a gag order. He found former President Trump committed 9 violations of the gag order through a series of posts on Truth Social, attacking witnesses and jurors, as well as offending posts on his campaign website. Former President Trump will be fined $1,000 for each violation and has also been ordered to remove those posts. The judge warned in his decision that he would not tolerate further actions and even threatened the former president with potential jail time.
In downtown Greenville, the United Way of Greenville County is gathering with the community and local leaders today.
It's to discuss how collectively they can decrease poverty in the county. Our Jamia Reed spoke with the United Way leaders and joins us now with more. Good morning, Jamia.
Aaron and Sydney, United Way is hosting an event here at the Peace Center that's highlighting the financial struggles in Greenville. It's called Poverty by Greenville. United Way is engaging with local business leaders, professionals, employers, and community members on their role in poverty within our community. United Way says together we can seek and identify decisions that can be made daily to transform Greenville County into a place where all people have access to opportunities to achieve. Poverty by Greenville is a thought-provoking dialogue featuring Pulitzer Prize winner Matthew Desmond. There'll be a 40-minute presentation followed by a 25-minute Q&A session. More than 800 people are expected to attend. The event is at 10 a.m. and tickets are still available at povertybygreenville.com. Live in Greenville, Jamia Reed, WYFF News 4.
The Lawrence County Disabilities and Special Needs Board has been working to help members of law enforcement interact with people on the autism spectrum. Carter Kits are a sensory bag filled with fidget toys, earmuffs, and even a weighted blanket. Those bags are designed to help members of law enforcement put people on the autism spectrum at ease when they're on scene. If you'd like to help the Lawrence County Disabilities and Special Needs Board distribute more Carter Kits, we have a link for you on WIFF4.com.